So Trump is cracking down on food stamps. If you've been on food stamps, you're now going to have to do 15 hours a week of community service in order to continue to receive food stamps. Okay? 15 hours a week. Can you believe that? I'm going to have to go out here, even though I don't work. Okay, this is my time that they're asking me to use.
Bitch, are you crazy? We're about 3 days away from people just up and walking out of grocery stores with shopping carts full of food because they think they're not going to get their SNAP benefits for the month of November. We'll see what happens, but for now, here are some meltdowns on social media once finding out about the news. And don't forget to like the video.
I'm going to have to go out here and do 15 hours a week to continue to get my $4,200 in food stamps for my 7 kids.
I'm assuming that's $4,200 a month divided by 60 hours. $70 an hour.
Trump done cut no food stamps off.
Okay, I don't know how we doing this. The no food stamps. My shit refills on the second, right? I'm on my second to last can right now. I know the food banks don't got shit right now. They're overwhelmed. What the f*** are you doing, y'all? Cause like, I really don't try to fall for any of like the media scaring or all that, because I know they're tactics. I studied law and government in high school, right? And it's another reason why I didn't
That was a roller coaster for a minute there.
choose to be a lawyer, because this whole system, everything that's in this country is and obviously we're seeing it right now.
True.
I took an economics class last semester in the summer, and I saw that we are trillions, not billions, trillions in debt. So I can imagine that the government shutdown has something to do with that. But in watching the news, it just like pissed me the f off, because it's just 40 million Americans are scared and worried like me. Like, what am I going to feed my family? Because I cook for my family. I feed my family. I go to the store for my family. Like, what are we all gonna do? And it's like, the government, I know they're shut down, but they're still getting paid. And that's what the ABC News said. Like, they're still getting paid. And then in the same video, they put, oh, but the military, they haven't got paid either. They almost didn't get paid, but you know what? We figured it out. But then the guy said, who is a politician, I don't know what he does, but he is a worker of them, right? He's like, yeah, we gotta pay the military, because it wouldn't be fair if we didn't. What about the people who don't have food? Like,
if you work for the military, that's your job. You're getting paid to work. If you're collecting food stamps, you're just getting paid because you don't make enough money. It ain't rocket science.
So it's like, what the realistically do they think is going to happen? Right? And what have people been doing? Stealing, looting, and we're all going to go crazy because we're all going to go be hungry in a matter of days. You know what I mean?
I don't believe this for a second. There will be looting, there will be stealing, but it's not going to be because they're starving and they're hungry. They're opportunistic. It's going to happen November 1st and 2nd. It's going to happen before they could start starving. And most people have a stockpile of food in their kitchens. And as stated, there's food pantries in every single state.
What type of Hunger Games shit is going on? Because clearly, and if anyone recalls, when Trump was deploying all this like military tanks, soldiers or people, whatever, to different cities and stuff, at first people were saying like ICE, and we saw what ICE was doing to people, my people.
Aren't your people American citizens? Maybe she outed herself. We'll have to follow up and see if the background changes in subsequent uploads.
So what are they gonna do this time? I wonder what they're gonna do when people are gonna be all hungry and stuff, gonna try to make ends meet, be looting and all this shit. What are they gonna call us? Terrorists, right? So then they can use that excuse to go against us and, oppress us. And when you study history, you see like common trends about this with dictatorships. But back then they were called kings. But if anyone literally just reads over the history of...
I just had a thought. And this is my prediction, because the left likes to create new terms out of nowhere or try to pretend that words that have meant one thing suddenly mean something else. I think the most ridiculous one was when they tried to change the name of master bedroom. What did they try to change that to? That's right. They tried to change the name to primary bedroom because the word master has a history connected to slavery. Yes, because now that Black people and minorities can be homeowners, we wouldn't want them to be masters, right? We wouldn't want them to think of the masters of the household. So my next prediction is going to be that they're going to say that playing cards, poker cards, king, queen, jacks, they're going to say that those are bad because kings are bad. They're going to find one way or another to do it. And it'll probably be from just the king being a higher valued card than the queen card. That I'm surprised they haven't actually, I'm surprised they didn't do that 5 years ago. No way. Who wrote? Oh my. When was this? 2021. Okay. So 4 years ago. Did I not nail this? Holy crap. World Economic Forum. Indy Melnick wants to tackle the issue of gender inequality in card games, as the king is traditionally worth more than the queen. To resolve this, Melnick created a genderless deck in which the king, queen, and jack images are replaced with gold, silver, and bronze. Oh my. I can't believe this. Damn. I thought this up all by myself. I got inside the minds of the woke. I'm so proud of myself.
Where are the celebrities? Where are the mothers? Where is Kim Kardashian? Where is Cardi B? Where is Taylor Swift? Where is Beyonce? 40 million people are about to lose their food assistance, and they do not care because they're part of the system. Wake up!
This is exactly what we tried to tell you guys when you had J-Lo, Beyonce, Taylor Swift all out there endorsing Kamala Harris last year. They're exactly where they've always been, tucked away in their giant mansions with their gated communities and private security and millions of dollars, only coming out every couple of years to provide their paid endorsement to candidates and politicians who would gladly withhold government assistance to people who need it just to get their way, while they themselves never have to deal with the consequences of the people or the policies that they support. They can get you to support these things, and whatever happens, happens. And when the policies of those candidates play out exactly the way that we said that they would, which is to make your life more difficult, more unsafe, and pretty much unsurvivable, they're not going to come to your rescue, because the things that they say when they get up to that microphone aren't based on anything more than a paycheck.
Wake up! They don't care!
Has your pussy fallen off? Ask your doctor today if Hydroxycut is right for you.
I forgot the video topic.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
All right, when you're done with that, go find out if you can find a better paying job. And if you don't have one, go find out how you can find one.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending.
Look at the seats in this vehicle. The black leather seats in this. And it's not an older vehicle. Again, I keep seeing these people in this shirt. Like, you can tell that she is not poor.
It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching a video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you. My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
Pretty much every other comment on any of my budgeting videos or paycheck videos are always like, where do you budget for groceries? I haven't kept it a secret that I have food stamps. I'm on government assistance because I am low income. I do think that's going to change because unfortunately I got a little bit of a raise. I got like $1.50 raise. So
This is one of the problems with the program. It incentivizes not slowly, gradually building up your income. It's great if all of a sudden your pay doubles and then you're in a better situation than if you were to continue on food stamps. But typically that's not how it happens. Typically people will get a $1, maybe a $2 raise at a time, and then it becomes a bad thing for them because they're going to end up getting less resources at the end of the day.
I think that technically pushes me over the threshold by like the tiniest bit to where I don't qualify for it anymore, which sucks. In my state, I live in Connecticut, I qualify for food stamps. I get $250 a month for groceries, and me and my boyfriend, so it's only for 2 people. Usually have some left over at the end of the month too, which rolls over to the next month. So sometimes I can slowly build up a little bit in there. I don't have to
See, this one I have a problem with. A young couple without any kids should have no problem covering their bills and paying for their groceries. They need to be making better decisions with where they're choosing to live and what they're choosing to buy.
budget for groceries. I don't think it's something you should be ashamed for. They feel some kind of way about food stamps, but I don't think you should feel that way at all. If you qualify for it, you should definitely take advantage of it because it's technically like free food. You get free money for food. And for the people,
It's not free. The taxpayers are paying for it, and you're also increasing inflation for everyone else because you're going to buy the steak. And then those who are working harder and deserve that steak I know that everybody equally deserves everything in this new economy, but that's just not true. You have the freedom and the right to be lazy. But that also means that you don't get to eat steak, you don't get to eat lobster.
people who are gonna come into the comments saying, oh, you're taking money away from like people who really need it or people who need it more than you. That's not true at all. If you qualify for it, you get it. There's no like threshold of the amount of people that they can approve for it, like per month or per year or anything. Like, it's just if you qualify for it, you get it. And the main reason why I even applied for it was for the healthcare because I didn't have any health insurance. So now
I really want to critique her, and maybe I should, but there's a lot of people in government that think this way. There's a lot of people in government that think that you can just spend endlessly, that you can just print as much money as possible, and that there's no downsides. There's no economic consequences to their actions.
I have free health insurance, and I also get the $250 a month in food stamps. And you also get discounts on other things if you do have government assistance. So I get $30.
And yet she's going through drive-through getting a drink at like a Swig at one of those drink shops. It's ridiculous.
Off of my Wi-Fi every month. All of the local
And she gets discounts on Wi-Fi.
zoos and aquariums and stuff, I usually can get in for free and bring like an extra person for free. So there's other benefits when you do have food stamps. Of course,
Again, you're creating higher costs for the people who are paying full price to get into those places.
I would love to make more than enough money to be able to pay for my own groceries out of my pocket, but I don't, and I qualify for assistance, so why not take advantage of it?
It's Dunkin' Donuts.
Now, I'm so glad you young ladies are seeing now what's going on was really real with these food stamps. So many women are in an uproar about their food stamps and how they're going to feed their children because you have so many of them. And then you look at this TikTok app and you see how these men downrating y'all and talking about if y'all hadn't had all these children and what do you expect? And not once have they came to y'all rescue and said something like this. Well, if the baby dads need to stand up and help these women take care of their children. Nah, they ain't gonna speak up for you. They just gonna talk about y'all and how stupid y'all was for having kids by these men. They gonna tell y'all something like this. You should have picked the right men. You should have had better choices men. But I'm gonna tell you this. Now you'll learn to keep your legs closed. Stop letting these jokers sleep with you, impregnate you, and now you making videos because you can't afford to feed them. And guess what them jokers doing? Out there spreading somebody else's legs, doing the same thing, and making videos about you and how you should have made the right choices in men. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you facts. Stop sleeping with these jokers now. And I'm glad the government doing what they doing. These men gonna be hurt because you women gonna see what's going on now when you don't get no help. You think you ain't get no help from the man, your baby daddies. Boy, look what's going on now because the government cutting everything out. And I just made a video. God dog it, they even cutting the Job Corps. Stop sleeping with these men, and then they can't make no videos. They gonna start making videos about how hard it is with them working 2 jobs because they got to take care of family and their kids and step up to the plate. I want to see these videos when these men start talking about how hard they got to work when you women stop opening y'all legs. That's what I want to see.
You have to be a real dumbass if you ever plan on looting these stores, raiding these stores, all because you're not getting your EBT on November 1st. Do you not know that these stores and law enforcement actually be on social media? Do you not know they're already prepared what they're about to do because they already know it's about to be like another Black Friday situation, except it's going to be even worse because people going to actually leaving these stores with cars full of food because their EBT cars not working? Y'all don't think they actually watching social media for that, what y'all about to do? Now, I did say in my last video about when EBT is not going to be given to people on November 1st, that the only people I do feel bad about are the elderly, senior citizens, the disability people that cannot get around all. And I also forgot to mention the kids itself because they didn't ask in the situation, they didn't ask to be here, they just so happened caught up in it. And those are the ones I actually feel bad about. Now, I also want to say is those of you that's been finessing the system, let this be a lesson learned that you cannot depend on anyone to fund your lifestyle. I see more PSA videos on my For You page when people saying that they're going to start looting these stores if they don't get the EBT on November 1st. I'm like, what's good going to do for you? Because all it's going to do is get you behind handcuffs and locked up.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.